But yeah, what other news did we have this week?
Well, the Saudi Arabia show, which we'll kind of talk about the WWE Elimination Chamber in probably in the Jeddah area, as like all the other shows are. We're not going to review it this week, and we won't review any of their shows that take place in Saudi Arabia for a variety of reasons, kind of just out of principle. These have been criticized by even like the mainstream media that has largely ignores this industry most of the time for various reasons, right? They're accepting blood money from people. They've even done shows in the immediate aftermath of like the Khashoggi murder and things like that when they killed the journalist. And then like the other thing here with the news is that they are essentially doing propaganda to promote not just that they're doing this show, but that like them doing it is somehow bringing like Western culture and liberalism to Saudi Arabia, which is absurd and is just a way to excuse getting a massive paycheck from Saudi Arabia and try to dismiss any criticism they get.
100%. Yeah. I mean, we don't want to like get political or anything on here, but like it's just we just don't feel good about it. We don't feel good about their shows that they do out there. We don't feel good about even the crappy product that they put on for that money that they put on that they get for putting on these shows. It's absolutely insane, and it's one of the reasons why they're making so much money, and then they're cutting all of these wrestlers, and a lot of these wrestlers are losing their jobs. Not just wrestlers, announcers, personnel, employees, they're getting cut, and WWE is making record profits, and a nice chunk of it is coming from these blood money Saudi Arabia shows. And they did these like series of tweets. I guess like I could just see it. Like if you've ever worked for like a corporation or a big company, you get like these memos and they encourage you to say certain things to customers and stuff like that. And I could just see it. What was the phrase again?
WWE continues to influence the world.
Yeah. So there was a day where just some news came out and they had a lot of their employees tweet. A lot of wrestlers were tweeting WWE continues to make a difference or whatever, and they all looked the same. It was bold, capitalized the exact same way. It was legit like the most blatant form of propaganda like I've ever seen in pro wrestling. It's pretty bad, and they did that, and it made me sick to my stomach to see all that stuff and see all the employees doing that. And I could just see the memo or the meeting where WWE told them that they had to do that or something. Like I've seen those kinds of things before. They're like, "Oh, you got to say this. This is the phrase that you got to say when you want to sell something or do something." And that's, to me, that's just legit blatant propaganda. And we just don't want to support anything like that. And that's why we're not reviewing the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, it makes me feel icky anytime there's like a Saudi Arabia show, because it's just like, especially after the Khashoggi murder, like that, and they did a show right after, and it was just gross. It just felt gross, and it just made me sad to be watching the product at that time. Even like the weekly product, I'm just like, this is gross, and I don't like it. And the propaganda thing is, it's like a fucking cult, dude. It's insane, and it
really is.
It's just creepy, and yeah, it puts a really sour taste in my mouth.
Well, and I think they do real quick about like the weekly product at the time. They even like made an angle almost out of the Khashoggi murder, because I remember there was I can't remember, there was some feud that Braun Strowman was in that he wanted to like, he said he wants to dismember his opponent, and like Stephanie's like, well, dismemberment, might not be on the table, but we can see what we can do in Saudi Arabia. And it was like I couldn't believe
she said that.
Yeah,
that happened.
On TV,
oh my god, I didn't even know about
TV.
that.
Yeah,
that's disgusting. I had no idea.
Dude, what? I need to see that clip. And that's insane.
And it was around, I think it was around the time too where they had like some during like a Tamina match where Cole said that she has a killer instinct. Which, if you're familiar with her family history,
like, are they really trying? Oh my gosh, dude! They've done some other stuff that's propaganda, even when it wasn't like Saudi Arabia related. There was like, do you remember they did the Edge versus Orton greatest match of all time thing? So like they're telling us that a match that hasn't happened yet is the greatest match of all time. Like it literally says the greatest wrestling match of all time. And let me tell you about this match. Not only was it recorded, it was during the COVID era, so it was pre-recorded. There was even reports of them stopping and doing retakes of spots in the match, and then they had fake crowd noise with fake chants. So like the "This is awesome" chants and stuff like that were fake because there's no fans because it's the COVID era. If that's not the most fucking blatant form of freaking propaganda possible, I don't know what else is. And then there were people that were like raving about the match. It's like, why do you even give this shit the time of day? Like people buying in, you see people on Twitter and stuff like that buying in like, oh, this really was the greatest wrestling match. And the same year that like way better matches happen like the week before or just any time, like, you know, like I don't remember what matches happened that year. I don't remember everything that was going on, but I can't even remember what year that was, but it wasn't that long ago.
I think it was.
The COVID era was just strange, dude. Like
it was a very strange time for pro wrestling, and it still continues to be weird for some certain situations, especially New Japan.
Yeah.
But like that was just crazy to me. To me, that was like just some insane entertainment based propaganda, and I don't like that stuff. And if you ever wonder why we hate WWE so much, this is one of the reasons. Besides its terrible product.
Well, and like the whole pandemic era too, you had the Thunderdome with the piped-in crowd noise, and like you also tell everyone how they need to react to everything. So everyone's like doing like the same, like, you know, cheering poses and stuff like that, and it's just really bizarre and creepy.
If you got to be on the Thunderdome, so the Thunderdome, for anybody that doesn't know, was during the COVID era, they would have people on their webcams like tune in, right? Mm-hmm. So so fans would be on the screens. It kind of sounds cool on the surface, but then they're like, as soon as it started happening, the reports came out about people's experience doing them. So you would be like you would be one of the people that got picked, right? So you'd be on your webcam and you'd be on, and they would have a director, like a producer, telling you how to react and stuff like that. They're like, hey, we want you guys to give a big cheer here or give a big boo right here. They're telling you what to do and how to react so that you show what you're doing on the screen instead of reacting naturally. That is just too fucking much, man. Too much. That's not wrestling.
Well, it was like really specific for the spots too. I know there was like a good example where like the whole it kind of became a meme with the Nia Jax "My Hole" thing. It said "Big cheers for my hole." Like it's that specific.
Yeah, big cheers for my hole. And like it's pro wrestling is art. It's not real. It's a vehicle to tell stories and to present art and to get emotion and to take you on that emotional roller coaster and stuff like that. And when you start trying to control how people react to that, then that's not pro wrestling anymore. It's no longer art.
A director should never dictate how a crowd reacts to something ever, even if it's like a play. You know, no crowd should be controlled like that. They should have their own, you know, reactions to things. Which is that whole thing. I tried one time. I tried to be on the what's it called? What was it called?
The Thunderdome.
And when they saw my background, they're like, "Nah." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." Because like I have like, you know, like I have all the shit in my background. I have little toys and then the wrestling belt and everything, and they're like, "Nah." I'm like, "Okay,
yeah,
I'll be okay."
They pick and choose. They pick and choose who should be on there.
They pick the markiest marks to be on there. Honestly,
to be in their slight defense on that, they did get trolled quite a bit early on with Chris Benoit pictures, ISIS executions, like just
straight up Ku Klux Klan people and all sorts of shit, like real bad. But and honestly, I'm not saying that those were good trolls that should have been done, but I'm glad they got trolled. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck them. Like that's, oh my god, so stupid. All that stuff. It makes me mad to even think about. But yeah, that's why we're not covering WWE Saudi Arabia show. But today we are going to bring you